Shannon Morse is here, our producer, Snubs. Hi, Shannon.
Hi,
host of ThreatWire on the Tech Feed, youtube.com/TechFeed. And you have a phone from Sprint, the LG Optimus F3. What's unique about this?
Yeah, my first thoughts on this was, oh, it's on Sprint. Yay.
Yay. Well, here, Sprint in this neighborhood is not great.
It's not, and it was actually pretty good in my area where I live down in the Bay Area.
Right.
And it kind of looks like a little candy bar.
It's pretty.
It's small. It doesn't weigh much, which is definitely a plus for this guy. It's only 4 ounces, and it's decently thin. It's only 0.4 inches, and then it's about 4 inches tall, or 4.5 inches tall. So it's a very, very small phone. And this one does run 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. Little bit on the older side, but which is strange because this was a fairly new product as well. Now, the resolution on the screen is also a little bit on the small side too. It's only 800 by 480 for the resolution, and it's a 4-inch IPS LCD screen. So it does have good viewing angles whenever I turn it to the side, as you can see on the camera.
So this is iPhone 5 size.
Yeah, it's definitely comparable. I have an iPhone 5 here.
Yeah.
It's a little bit smaller, so it's very close to the iPhone 4. Yeah, it's definitely pretty close. It does get rather bright. I was very happy about that on the screen. One thing that concerned me about this, though, was the call quality. I made a couple of calls during meetings on Monday morning and, hour-long calls. And although the service was fine in my area, it was very, very hard to hear people. And I think that had an issue with, just how loud you can make the thing, because it was very quiet. And at times when I would talk, other people, they would just fall out. And I couldn't hear anything that they were saying if we talked over each other. So that's definitely a problem that I've run into with some phones, not every phone in the world. Couple of things about the specs, though. It does have a 1.2 gigahertz dual-core Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, so it does lag a little bit. It's a little bit slower. 1 gig of RAM, 4 gigs of ROM. You only have about 1.2 gigs of space actually on here for apps and files and whatnot. But on the back, and this is really hard to actually take out.
You can take out the battery. That's nice. I like that.
So you have a battery back here. It's a 2460 mAh battery.
That's pretty big for that size phone.
It's not bad. If you are running a video for like a really long time, you can get about 6 hours out of this. If you're just using it like an average user, you can get a full day with no problems, and then just, charge it overnight and you're fine. It does have a micro SD card slot too, so you can add additional storage on here, up to 32 gigs. So the internal space of only 1.24 gigs, not a big issue if you're adding an extra micro SD card. Now, if I put this back together, it's still a tiny phone. Power key, or the volume keys, are over here. Power key is on the other side. Power button, and then your little charging port is down there. So nothing really extra with this phone. It's very average to me. As far as using it on a day-to-day use, I definitely liked my iPhone more and my Nexus 4. But if you're looking for something on a budget, this might be a good deal. Personally, it wasn't my favorite phone, though, just because it did have a couple of problems with the call quality, also the camera too. I'll show you a couple of photos that I took. So you'll notice that they're kind of grainy. Didn't look that great. And that's with a pretty decent lighting. That's in an office space.
Jeff always looks grainy. There's nothing you can do about that.
This is the front camera.
That's
so
the
there is
selfie.
a front camera right
the
here.
selfie cam.
Yeah, this is the selfie cam. Selfie cam is extremely bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah. And this back camera
It almost looks like you're
megapixels.
sticking your tongue out there.
Almost. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It's so weird. Even the coloring is off. It's terrible. Now, they did have this funny thing in here called Beautify.
Well, there's nothing you do with Brian. I think that's his
it takes away.
He does look a little like Greta Garbo.
All of his horrible zits and everything. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't
at least
have
the Kraken. Wait, what? Oh.
No, that's the Uglify filter used on Padre there. Yeah.
And it does have a couple of different options for making videos. You can do up to 1024 video. They have a low-res version, which is called MMS video that you can take. It looks horrible, and it's just for sending, to your friends. And that was definitely not my calling.
No, that was the alarm I set on my watch a few minutes ago. I'll talk about that in a little bit.
And then I also made a 1024 video, which looked a lot better.
What do you mean 1024? It's 1024 by 768. That's the video resolution.
Yeah, it apparently that's what it says.
Wow. Well,
it
you
looks
know,
a lot
on an
better.
800 by 480 screen. I guess that's.
I know it's
that's better
surprising.
Than wow.
So,
well, but this is a free phone.
Yeah, it's a free phone. You can get it for free on contract. It's only $180 if you buy
off
it
contract
by itself.
Oh,
off
all right.
contract,
Okay.
which it is available off contract if you really.
So this
really
is a really inexpensive phone with decent capabilities.
It's very inexpensive, free on Sprint if you go with the contract. Personally, I didn't really like it. The camera was a big off for me. So my pros and cons for this, the pros, I like how lightweight it is. I like that it's inexpensive. But the cons on this as well, the call quality is not that great. Laggy processing speed, especially if you're running several apps at the same time, multiple applications, which you can do, but you definitely see a difference. And then the speaker on here is not that great as well. I had a YouTube video pulled up of Chad reviewing something for us. The speaker's on the back right here. So if you hold it like I do a lot of times, your hand covers it up.
You're holding it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. Thank you, Mr. Jobs. It doesn't get loud.
That's the maximum?
Yeah, I can barely hear it.
Max.
Yeah, we're in the same room.
It's very, very quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, there it
is. It's very tinny, but you know, most phones now.
In our Chromecasts, let's go ahead and open this.
Very tinny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't that great. So, all in all, I would have to give this a don't buy, just because of those issues with the phone.
Is there a free phone or a cheap phone that's better? Maybe the Nexus 4?
Is
if
the
you could
Nexus
get
4
it.
free now?
No, it's not.
I don't think
you
it
have to buy
is.
it, but it's not much more expensive.
Yeah, it's not that much more expensive.
Yeah,
I'd
$250.
say cash out the little bit of extra money and purchase a phone that has all the details and all those qualities that you really like. So don't buy.
Do not buy.